Welcome to NN Startup, and we're going to be releasing a series of videos throughout the day on our social media and talking about what it's like to run a business, what it's like to start a business, and of course talking to various people around our business community and further afield as well. I'm delighted today to be joined by Adam Payne from New Way Growth. Adam, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much, and thanks for having me along. It's a pleasure. I feel quite privileged and honoured to be here, to say the least on that one. So yeah, all good, all good.
Good. Well, welcome to NN Startup. And as I just said in the intro there, it's all about talking about what it's like to start a business, some of the help and support that's out there for startup companies as well, and people that are looking to start a business. So do you want to give us a brief introduction to yourself and tell us, what you do for a living?
So for me, it started, the journey for me was probably 12 years ago now, 13 years ago now. And that was the first business. So now I've got five currently. And 2012 it started. I was a senior exec within a business operation running a 250 million division of a 1.5 billion turnover business, doing manufacturing, very, very heavily focused on manufacturing. And that's where I went into, supporting manufacturers. But now I have TCM UK, I have TCM UK 3D, an additive manufacturing business, Factory IQ, and New Way Growth. And New Way Growth is all about helping and supporting businesses outside of the manufacturing sector. That's where we are. And the New Way Growth side is the focus is your success is our business. So our whole prioritization is on the needs and goals of clients, and nothing stands in the way of that. Our sole commitment is to their success and their satisfaction, and that's what we're about.
Yeah, good stuff. And New Way Growth. How long have you been running New Way?
So New Way Growth, I started in 2018. And the thing I would say about all of the businesses, and this is the thing that you've got to look for as well, when the time is right, not at the start of phase, when the time is right, they have, all of the businesses have been leveraged from within the other business. So something has happened within that business that had created the opportunity for me. I'm constantly looking for the opportunity to create the opportunity for me to shift and go forward.
Yeah, that's fantastic to go that route as well, because you've got kind of an existing client base that's bought into you, which is obviously part of the challenge with any business is the actual buy-in from people, as we all know. So to actually leverage what you've built to get to where you are today is it's a great route to go for growth yourself. So what was the first business that you actually launched when you decided to come into
TCM UK is like a manufacturing consultancy. So there was three of us in there, four of us in there, all execs that we'd worked together previously, and we set up TCM UK, and that was all around working with manufacturers, various sizes, on anything from strategy all the way through to shop floor intervention. So actually revamping the manufacturing shop floor, along with leadership training and employee training and everything in between. So that's where it all started for me. And yeah, that's still going. We've got two projects kicking off this month. I'm trying to think, they're June now. Yeah, this month. So yeah, still going strong.
And thinking back to that first ever day when you converted the world from from employment into self-employment, what was it like, and how did you find the transition?
That's a good question. I think the transition was easy. I think the other aspect around that, which you hit on, is the marketing. Now, bearing in mind that I was responsible for growth strategy and operations within the business on a group level, because I was dealing with the strategy of the bigger business, but then also the smaller businesses. We took our eye off the ball first off, because we were in the early stages. We were getting called upon to do a number of different things, but we were also looking to purchase and buy into a manufacturer, a couple of manufacturers. And both me and Richard were doing due diligence within that, and we took our eye off the marketing aspect. because we were spending so much time doing the due diligence, and that hit. So I think it was the second year, first year we hit profit, the second year we didn't, because we took the eye off the market. So the key thing for me is, or one of the key things, marketing, especially in those early phases, particularly from startup to ramp up. It is that biggest step, that one is, in getting a real good, consistent client base, and new clients coming in. So your marketing is absolutely fundamental. So yeah, that's early part of my journey on that. We certainly messed up, so yeah.
I think everyone's made everyone's learned something along the way, haven't they? You learn by mistake, you learn by failure and everything as you come into the business world anyway. But do you think you can ever over market a business if you're looking to start up and you're out there and you're hungry and you're wanting to obviously, get a bit of stability behind you and get your business moving? Do you think you can actually over market your brand in the early days?
Oh, good question. Now, I think you can try and do too much. Now, whether I would class that as over marketing, what I'll do for me, what I'll do is I'll step back. So if we're on the early startup phases, you really, really do need to understand your customer in depth. And one of the biggest things around that, so market message media, understanding your customer, your market base, understanding the message you're going to give to them, and then the media of where you're going to find them. So a lot of businesses will turn around and say, I'm going to be on Facebook, I'm going to be on LinkedIn, I'm going to be on Instagram, I'm going to be on. You need to really understand where your market is and master that one distribution channel before shifting on to another one. Don't try and sort of like blanket wash everything. Take it in stages, really concentrate and really learn around your customer, and master the platform that they're on. Is the piece of advice I would have. And the other one that I would say that I learnt badly, for me, for a start off, is being efficient and effective with your time, because you can lose time so quick. So to give you an instance, and we've discussed this before, Simon, is I'd be working away on a project, I'd get an email notification in, I'd go and click the email, and I've gone away from what I was working on, the priority I was working on. As soon as I'd done that, I'd be on LinkedIn. As soon as I'd done that, I'd go to the news. As soon as I'd done that, the sport. And then in the day, I've lost probably 2 hours just flitting between it. So being efficient and effective with your time is absolutely key as well, because it does go quick, very quick.
Absolutely. And as we've had many conversations before about time, I think obviously it's one of those things we can't get back. It's a tremendous asset that maybe we don't utilize as much sometimes as well. So I think, again, in starting a business, being able to actually spend and allocate time to marketing is obviously quite an essential part of a business growth and everything. And I think the thing that was said to me years ago is, if you worry about not being able to market your business and your brand, do it first thing on a Monday morning. It's done for the week. Then you can get on and crack on with the rest of the week and focus on supplying your customers. And last thing on a Friday, count what you've achieved. And I think that's something that's always stuck with me as well throughout the years. So I think it's critical, isn't it, marketing, without a doubt?
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. It is, if you've got, even in a particular startup side, because you may not have had a client, but you may have had a client. That one client now is understanding how that one client may have been unintentional. It's now how you make it intentional. How did that customer come to you, and understanding how you can utilize that process in creating this the value journey, this like sales funnel. For want of a better definition, it is a sales funnel. So you've got to make it intentional, and that is around the marketing, understanding the marketing. I had mentors, same as you were saying, like the first of the week, the mentors were saying to me, you've got to spend 90 minutes working on your business every day. Now, that's quite a lot of time, to be fair, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not, to be fair, either. But there is, there is a lot to do. But a very, very minimum, you want to be doing that at least twice a week, like you said, Monday and a Friday. I do it first thing in the morning because that's where my mind is most creative with our businesses. But yeah, marketing is, particularly in the early phases, is critical.
I think that's great to do that. I mean, 90 minutes, as you say there, 90 minutes in a day. Yeah, a lot of people probably can't find 90 minutes in a day, but to do it a couple of times a week or something, and then look at the the plan for the month as well as to what things look like if you're looking further into the future, then focus on that as well. And that's what we do as well. We're actually looking at sometimes 6 months down the line, sometimes with certain things, because I think various things catch us out already. I'm going to say it, but July, we hit the dreaded C word already. I'm thinking about Christmas and things like this because obviously, it can go very quickly. But the more we can invest in, trying to save time and plan ahead, I think the better for anyone really, let alone whether they're starting up or not. But
yeah, I mean, that's the key thing. Again, I keep saying the key things. There are a number of things. They're just different cogs, and they all mesh together, and they all form the engine that you want. This marketing engine, and pre-startup, you're determining your business model. You're looking at the concept, and in there, you're researching the opportunity, and in that research, you will see cyclical things that are happening. So you like say Christmas, bloody Cyber Monday. Or is it Black Friday? All of these might be relevant for your business, and you need to plan in around them, especially with your marketing, because it's the build up of the campaigns that you want to do. So understanding all this stuff is base foundational stuff. That market message media, it's old adage, market message media. Really get to grips with that. And then you might slip into your branding, because I did mess up on that one as well. So I will state that one. So if anybody, like I've just said, TCM UK, I dealt with many years ago. So this was 2012 when I set TCM UK up. But I used to work with the team at JLR, the senior team at JLR back in the late 90s. And they used to have what they call the Total Value Management Team, the TVM team. So TCM UK is Total Cost Management, and then UK. Yeah, I didn't quite really think about the branding because there's a TV channel called TCM UK. So we get inundated with messages, although it's blatant on our website. It's a manufacturing focused website. That film was too loud last night. They were playing because it's the old films, the old vintage films. So get this all the time. So probably would have thought of a different brand name. So branding is another one, and name and things like that. So make sure you got that right as well, because I did certainly mess up with that one. I don't think I'd ever changed it, but it certainly can be a pain at times.
Yeah, so I suppose the message is there when you're starting out to do a bit of research around what the future may look like, what else is out there, and I'm sure there's many others that have made that similar error, mistake, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, I mean, what I always believe in that is that information is there and present, and if people do go to your website and actually can see and it's clear on your site exactly what you're doing, then people will work it out and say, actually, this isn't to do with that; it's to do with this instead. And I'm sure there's many out there that have done that, and it's a key thing. And what I always say to people is thinking about a business name and things like that is like a startup name, should I say? It's like having a personalized number plate. You can only have one of that number plate, and if you try to be that one name that's out there that's not replicated elsewhere, then fantastic. When we set up our embroidery business in 2009, the company was called Get Embroidered. Well, everyone felt it was a really sort of like hard sell, hard push. You must get yourself embroidered with your branded on your clothing and things like that. But it wasn't. The GE and T was actually the initials of the children in the family, and it just happened. It worked. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, we don't need this stuff. Why are you telling us to actually physically get embroidered?" And it didn't really resonate with us at the time because obviously we'd set it up around the children's initials, but different people see things different ways, and I think that's key to mention. And obviously, you think about when you are looking at starting out and coming up with a business name.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, as you say, you will get some people that like it, some people that won't. And you've just got to ensure that the branding filters the way you want it to filter. You create your value proposition, and doing and attracting the exact clients you want. Just spend some time on that.
Yeah,
and see
fantastic.
what we do.
So fast forward 12 years to where you are
Ooh.
today, and New Way Growth is obviously helping people to understand what their business looks like through the coaching, mentoring that you offer and everything. And you're working with startups as well to help them move
We
forward.
do, yeah, we do help startups, and I'm quite open, as you know. Anybody asks me a question, I will generally help out and support, particularly with particularly with startups as well, because it is hard, it is difficult, yes, we do startup, micro into SME, and then we've got some bigger businesses that we work with as well. But yes, yeah, no problem in helping anybody. Do not sit and struggle. Simon has the same ethos as me, I think, as well. Well, I know he does. I don't think we'd see anybody struggle at all. So if there was a question that you wanted to raise, then ask. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I think for us as well, with what we do now with NNBN as well, and we hear people that wanted to start a business or they're looking for ideas or inspiration. I mean, most of the time I'm saying to them, come along, come and see, if it's for you when you want to, you come up with this idea of I want to start a business, I want to quit the job and be the master of my own destiny and everything. And we're saying, well, come and talk to other people, come and see what it's like, come and understand what it looks like, because some people can walk straight into it, and I've made mistakes, and I think, as I said, everyone's made mistakes. But I mean, one of the biggest mistakes I made when I set out was I walked into a network meeting back in 2009, and there must have been about 50, 55, 60 people in the room, and I'm thinking, whoa, look at all these people. They're all going to want to be, get to know me, want to buy my products and things. And I walked out that night with a £7,000 order, and you're thinking, wow, if it's that simple, and that's just one person, what are they going to spend with me, and what are they going to spend? But then you learn quickly, and then you realise that people aren't always, sometimes, well, they're not always in the market for what you're doing. They kind of might not even like you. Their brother-in-law may do what you do, and let alone they might not even understand what you do as well. So I think that was a big learning curve for me as well, to sort of get back that night and think, well, £7,000 times 60 people. I mean, that can equate to a very fast turnover. Very fast, and it didn't happen. I was just lucky in the right place at the right time, but obviously people can fall into that mistake as well.
Yeah, it is. What's the old saying? Is it we build it and they'll come running, or whatever it is? I think it is. It is not like that at all. It is bloody hard work, but the fulfillment you get out of it is. You can't beat it. There's no two ways about it. You can't beat it. I mean, as I say, I've been responsible for some big businesses, and had some fantastic, times in that, but nothing compares to running your own business. It's just something different about it. And I think the other side of it is as well, is we talk about this work-life balance. And I've never looked at it as a work-life balance. You'll never get a work-life balance. There's an integration, a work-life integration. And it's about managing that integration. And one of the priorities for me was my family, in particular with my daughter, with what she was going through from a mental health point of view. So I ensure that the family support, this family time goes in first, and everything else I work around it. So if that means me working evenings and weekends, I work evenings and weekends. Just the way it is. So it is a work-life integration. But are we better for it? Absolutely. No two ways about it, because I'm not here jetting off here, there and everywhere like I was before. So yeah, it is what it is. It's a fantastic journey, and as I said, there's some fantastic support out there, like the NNBN. Utilize that support, because it is well worth just asking and knowing about it and joining in, because it can be a lonely place, and it's great to have a peer network that you can talk about and offload.
I mean, social isolation is a big challenge in itself, in a way, as we all know. But to actually have a support network, you can engage with people, even if you're never going to buy from them, you're never going to sell to them, because obviously they things don't align or whatever. But at the end of the day, you can still talk and have those conversations, and that's what we're really proud to be delivering that in the area where we are. But also, I think there's many groups across the whole of the country that are doing a very similar sort of sort of thing to what we do. To anybody that's starting out a business, go out and actually investigate what is going on in your business community. Have a look in your local business newspaper or whatever, and have a look online, have a look on Google and Eventbrite and things like that, and have a look and see if there is a network meeting you can get to. Because I think for me, when we first started out in 2009, I had a big challenge actually. I was working with my parents, and we were different levels. When we start, they were 20 years older than me. They weren't really the high flyers. They weren't really the go-getters. It was really down to me to be the go-getter. But did I actually know how to do it and different ways to do it? And could I bounce off them for ideas and things? Well, the answer was no. So I had to go and bounce off other business owners and find out what worked and what didn't work to actually, help myself progress, to then obviously go and front something which I've never fronted before. Because for me, I was a management accountant sat behind a desk with a team of people, and I'd never actually even seen myself to have to sell or market a business and a brand before. So it was a big culture shock for me. But I think, when you get the right support around you, I think you can go anywhere. And that's the key message, I think, for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's the peer networking in general, but peer networking is particularly in the early phases is great, because you've got that the NNBN community tribe sort of working and helping each other out, and that's what you want. You need it. You can't live without that at all. If you think you can go on your own, you are gonna find it a lot tougher than you'll realize. And it ain't no walk in the bloody park for a start off on anything. So you want the people, the inner circle, and the people you can rely on. And the peer networking goes a long way to support that.
Brilliant.
That's the thing I admire about what you've done with NNBN, because it's formed a fantastic community. Even though I'm way out of that area, it's formed a fantastic. I won't say way out, but it's about an hour and a quarter away. But it's a fantastic community. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think for us, we recognise when lockdown measures lifted and people wanted to know what was going on, and there's been a lot of change in Northamptonshire as well, and that's why we wanted to bring it all together and say, right, this is what we're doing. Get involved, come and see, and some of our meetings we can see a whole variety of people from different backgrounds, and do you know what? It's just brilliant to bring people together, because people learn from people, and I think that's the key to it all. And I think for us, we're really proud of what we've done and what we've achieved. So it's been good, and long may it continue as well. And we've got loads of exciting plans for the future, including obviously regularly meeting and bringing people together, but events like today as well, where we've got all these videos being released throughout the day talking about startups and interviewing people. So Adam, really appreciate your time. I suppose before we sort of just round up and close, I suppose I should ask you your biggest learning from starting a business. Would you do it again if you were back 12 years ago?
No choice about it. Would do it again. My biggest thing, as I say, for me, and this is for me, because I as you probably guess, as I've got the 5 businesses, I can get a shiny new object and distracted. Keep focused, because it is very, very easy to get distracted. Keep on it, and use your time efficient and effectively, and utilize the people, the peer network around you, and talk to these, and like you're doing here, Simon, and these videos. As you watch these videos, keep a notepad next to you and write down. Just take one nugget, one little thing from each video, and implement it. Go and try it, because in the early stage, it is all about testing and finding your way.
Biggest learning from starting a business. What was that biggest thing that's hit you thinking, oh my gosh, oh wow, if only I'd known that, I'll be probably I don't know, multi-millionaire on the beach somewhere, or this time next year, Rodney. I suppose that's the term we hear quite a bit, isn't it? But what would you say is that biggest learning that you've learned?
The biggest learning that I've learned. That's a bloody good question. It's the biggest learning I've learned. There's one that me and you have spoke around on a number of times, where profit is vanity, whatever the saying is, and they were saying that cash is king. My biggest learning around this is it's not cash is king, it is cash flow is king, because it can kill your business. So keep an eye on the cash flow. Is one of the main things that I would recommend anybody doing once they're coming in. But I don't know what my biggest learning is, because I've always been quite. I was lucky enough to be mentored by people earlier on, and so one of my main statements that I will say to anybody is: be better today than you were yesterday. Plan to be better tomorrow than you are today. And I have always done that, and I would say more so in business, but without a shadow of a doubt, early stage marketing, and don't take your eye off the ball, like we did, because we certainly learned that, and I certainly have had 2 failures, not doing my due diligence. That was one of my things: due diligence, merger, acquisitions, and I didn't do it properly, and got stung. So biggest learnings: fail fast, learn faster.
Yes, love that one.
So it's simple as that. And don't take it to heart. Don't take things to heart. Move on. Some people are going to like you, some people ain't yet. That's just the way it is. That's the normal distribution. You'll get the full spectrum. Don't take it to heart. Like you were saying with the, not everybody's buying now and again a certain ones. Yeah, well, they're not ready to buy at that point. Don't be sensitive to it. You're going to have to be hard-skinned around it. Some of it.
Brilliant words of advice there. And I think for me, the biggest learning for me, look at what you can do to work without the power, because you never know what's going to happen, do you? And I think at the end of the day, you never know. Power cut down the road, someone puts a spade for a cable or something, and your power's off. How can you actually keep your business moving? And I think we learned that many years ago, even with the embroidery machines that we had when we were putting the logos on the clothing. We even had a 35-pound inverter that we can plug into the cigarette adapter in the car if we need to, which would give us, obviously the output to be able to power one machine, because at least it meant we could still deliver on that customer. So just go and turn the power off and see how your business works and what you need to do to make it work. So
that is a top one. That one is really good. And understanding and utilizing that bloody thing as well, because we automatically go straight to bloody digital, and that's about sort of like getting personal and getting better at it from a communication point of view. But that one I think is a cracker one. What would you do if the power went out? How would you get on?
Fantastic. Well, Adam, thanks for joining us today. Really do appreciate it. Obviously, if everyone join us throughout the day today, keep watching the videos. There's going to be loads of videos going out today throughout the whole of the day. Obviously, Startup Day, it's all about talking about the journeys, the advice, the support and help that's out there. So thanks to everyone that's tuned in this morning, and look forward to seeing you all soon.